Welcome to the 6th Annual National Heads-Up Poker Championship presented by GoDaddy.com. Buckle up, ladies and gentlemen, because the chips are gonna fly fast and furious in this one-and-done, bracket-style, no-limit hold'em tournament. Let's kick things off in the round of 64 with the spades bracket. Here are the matches. Online qualifier Richard Edwards takes on Scotty Wynn. Peter DeCorver and recent Poker Hall of Fame inductee Mike Sexton. Gabe Kaplan and Johnny Chan. At table 4, Gavin Smith battles Phil Ivey. Phil Gordon faces Tom Durduan. The Unabomber Phil Locke challenges John Jawanda. Poker Pro and Caesars qualifier Sean Rice matches up with 2005 World Series champ Joe Hashem. And at our feature table, it's Daniel Negreanu against Jason Mercier. Now, Daniel, you've played some big final tables and cash games here with Jason, but Heads Up is a different ball of wax. What do you got for him? Have you figured his game out?
Absolutely not. I watched a bunch of video. I tried to pick up some tells. I have no idea. I'm just going to be like a sitting duck, it looks like, huh?
Well, Jason, you know, Daniel knocked you out of the World Series Europe main event. I mean, is this going to be your revenge?
I hope so.
Is that it? Is that all? I mean, you might have to put on some sunglasses because he's looking pretty bright over here.
I have him here just in case I need him.
Oh, perfect. You might need him for that yellow shirt. Good luck, gentlemen. Let's get the cards in the air.
But I'm pumped. That wasn't even in the script, was it?
Leanne taking no prisoners with that shirt comment. Craig Hummer alongside Ali Najad getting directly to the action. Each player with 20,000 in chips, blinds at 150 and 300.
You like the bounty tournament?
Do I like?
Did you like it?
Oh, yeah.
It was fun, right?
Yeah, the only thing I didn't like was the speed of it.
Yeah, I know.
That's the way to start pocket aces for Negreanu.
How they were like,
doesn't get any better than that.
He raises Mercier 9-5 and a quick fold.
2 pieces to the poker puzzle, Craig, picking up a big hand and then getting action on it.
Missed up.
I didn't have a very good hand.
Not to mention having it hold up.
I didn't like how they would, like, stop it for, like, 10 minutes when there was an all-in. They were like, all right, wait.
Oh, at the order tables, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, because it was killing the structure. I didn't know they were doing that, actually.
Yeah, every time there was an all-in, they were like, wait for the cameras.
That's not cool at all. I didn't know that. We'll fix that.
Like, Moneymaker and Kata got all in.
You have to stop the clock next time.
Yeah.
Mercier with King Queen.
Moneymaker
He limps in.
got all in, and it took
10-7
like,
for Daniel. He'll check.
Ace King against Queens.
Mercier limping in, keeping the pot small.
Couple of 5s on the flop. Check, check. Negreanu with the inside straight draw.
He's reaching for chips here. Good spot to semi-bluff. 7 or 10 would give him the best hand as well.
Daniel bets 450.
What do you bet? You raised
Jason
me?
calls.
Not yet.
Mercier showing he's not afraid to call with king high.
The river's another 9. Mercier's king is best.
10.
No good.
Check, check.
King, you got it.
Pot to Mercier.
Thought it might have been good when you're like, did you raise me? You look like you wanted to muck your hand.
Yeah, I thought you raised. It looked like you put 10 1/4 in.
No, I threw in 550. I just wanted a little change back.
A look now at the big picture. 64 of the most formidable poker players in the world facing off in this single elimination, no-limit Texas Hold'em tournament. We're currently in the spades bracket where you see some very familiar names.
Phil Ivey, Scotty Wynn, Johnny Chan, Daniel Negreanu. Not that there are any easy brackets in this tournament, but this has got to be the toughest one.
With 8 matchups underway, we look in on Gavin Smith on the left, taking on arguably the best player in the game today, Phil Ivey.
Check, fold, play all week. That's what you do.
I like to get it in very fast.
You force people to play weak, right?
Is that what I do?
With your table persona?
I knew I should have had a drink before I played you.
I'm not having one this time.
Big mistake.
I'm not having one this time. All right? So you know.
Gavin referring to their Poker After Dark showdown where he enjoyed himself rather famously and got the best of Phil in the process.
Smith limps in with Queen 8 suited. Pocket 10s for Ivey. He raises to 800.
I thought that would make you fold.
Gavin calls.
Still very early in the match, so it might seem to Gavin like Ivey's just trying to set the tone.
Ivey's 10s are still good. Broadway draws for both players.
That's 800.
Ivy bets 800.
Not his favorite flop with 3 overcards out there, but he's not going to check and shut down.
After Smith calls, the turn's a 9 of clubs.
So tough to fire the second barrel here after you've already been called on the flop, but leave it to Phil Ivey.
A strong early play there from Ivey. The 7-time World Series bracelet winner, just one of many faces to watch closely in the spades bracket. A quarter of the draw featuring some of the most recognizable figures in the game. It's a field filled with personalities. Tough outs at every turn. 16 of the tournament's 64 players in action. Each one chasing the exact same goal, the 2010 National Heads-Up Poker Championship.
Okay, I had aces and I had 9s, and you didn't play. That's not cool.
I had king, queen off. That's my favorite hand.
Oh, that was your big hand?
I haven't an ace yet. Feeling one coming soon.
We rejoin our feature table. Daniel Negreanu on the left versus Jason Mercier. Chip counts dead even at 20,000. We get a look at a couple of 8s, compliments of our GoDaddy.com pocket cam. Daniel raises to 600.
600 total.
Jack 7 for Mercier, and he calls.
Another pocket pair for Negreanu. He was complaining about not getting any action. Not the case this time.
Mercier pairs his jack on the flop and checks. Daniel bets 600.
1 overcard out there. You don't want to play scared and check.
Jason calls. Ace of hearts on the turn. Negreanu still needs an 8.
Jason smooth calling on the flop, controlling the size of the pot, and that's not his favorite turn card.
Daniel bets 1,100. Jason calls again.
Can't just fold here and give your opponent credit for the ace automatically.
Checks. Checks.
1 pair.
How big?
Jack.
That's good. I had 8s.
Jason doesn't have to face any heat on the end as he takes the pot.
Just gonna say that every time. 1 pair.
1 pair. That sounded kind of good for me, but...
Yeah, I know, right?
The 6th annual National Heads-Up Poker Championship is underway, and it seems that this year the first-round matchups are even more compelling than in years past. Our spades bracket feature table's no exception, Ali. 4-time bracelet winner Daniel Kid Poker Negreanu and up-and-coming tournament superstar Jason Mercier.
Yeah, everybody knows Daniel Negreanu, right? He does really well in this event, and we know he brings to the table both years of experience and an uncanny reading ability. General public, however, really doesn't know who Jason Mercier is. But if you're in the poker world, you know nobody has run hotter over the last year or so.
All that said, give me some quick thoughts on how you think this one's going to play out.
Normally, Craig, it'd be automatic. You'd pick Daniel in the first round against just about anybody in the field, but that's not the case this time around. For Daniel, this match actually started at the draw party where he got on stage and he said the following, "I'm drawing dead." That, however, that was tactical. Daniel actually wants to get in his head, inflate his ego, give him a false sense of security. I think it might actually be effective, and I like Daniel through to the second round.
Mercier now up almost 5,000 in chips. He's got queen 4. He raised to 850. Daniel with 8-7 decides to raise to 2350.
Didn't expect this hand to play out like this.
Easy fold for Mercier. Back out at table 4. Gavin Smith on the left, taking on Phil Ivey. Chip counts relatively even.
Bring that man a recliner. My God.
Ace-Jack for Gavin. He limps in. 10 deuce suited for Ivey. He checks.
Gavin limping with a raise-worthy hand here.
Flush draw for Ivey on the flop. He'll bet 400.
Important to lead out with a variety of hands in poker.
Smith raises to 1,100.
Gavin's putting in his raise after the flop, which looks a little bit stronger than making your raise pre-flop.
Ivy adds an inside straight draw on the turn and checks.
Gavin checks behind him, not wanting to take a second shot at the pot.
4 to a straight on the board. Ivy bets 2,500. And Gavin folds.
Good scare card for Ivy, and his bet takes the pot.
Earlier you heard Phil Ivey say he should have had a drink before facing Gavin Smith. Here's a hint why.
Don't let anyone forget when Phil comes in, we all have to stand up and clap for him. He's amazing, so amazing. It's amazing, you're amazing. It's amazing. I gave you the song. I gave you the song to come into. What's it like having like all the pressure of poker just depending on you? If you just get out of poker, we just all just don't have anything to do anymore. Probably the game might disappear.
What? What are you talking about?
You quit poker, I gotta drive cab again. That's all there is to it. He's amazing, so amazing.
I get the feeling Ivy's not sold on Gavin's cab claims. Gavin clearly teasing, but there's actually a lot of merit to what he's saying. Ivy's been basically shouldering the burden of being the game's best player for quite some time now, as judged not only by the public, but his peers as well.
Pair of sevens on the flop for Smith. He checks. Pair of deuces for Ivy. He bets 1,200. Smith calls.
Just controlling the size of the pot here.
Open-ended straight draw for Ivy.
Check.
Check, check.
Neither player with a club in their hand.
Ivy makes his straight.
But there's 4 clubs out there.
Smith checks. Ivy bets 2,000. And Gavin folds.
Not afraid to value bet with the 4 flush out there. Always fearless, Phil Ivey.
You're watching the 6th annual National Heads-Up Poker Championship from Caesars Palace, Las Vegas, the home of champions. Presented by GoDaddy.com. Welcome back to Caesars Palace and the National Heads-Up Poker Championship. At our featured table, a look at Daniel Negreanu, who's competing now after having to face an extremely difficult loss.
What this world misses without my mother here is just the sweetest woman ever. The woman that will go above and beyond what is asked of her to be selfless. A woman that, you know, loved to feed people. That was her joy. She didn't do it because she was making money off of it. She did it because she loved to give. She was just a giver, and I'm always gonna miss that.
Daniel's mother, Annie, passed away in November after a lengthy illness.
Daniel was incredibly close with his mom, and I think poker has actually served as a great escape for him in helping deal with the loss.
Quick look by Mercier, and he folds.
You had a deuce? Deuce tray of hearts, buddy.
Had you crushed?
No, you didn't. I was suited. It's big.
Had a 6
How I roll.
scapper.
Six scapper.
Deuce 8 off.
So you gonna play all the tournaments again this year?
This year?
Prelims and everything? Give it another shot? How many years do you think you can do that?
Not many. Probably this one.
I did it a lot when I was your age. Boy, when I was your age, I used to play all them little tournaments.
Yeah, I don't know if I can do it
Yeah,
much longer.
it's a grind.
Pocket fives for Negreanu. Pocket queens for Mercier.
This could be troublesome.
He re-raises to 1850.
Daniel mentioned before this match that he didn't expect Jason Mercier to put in any light 3-bets, so he's got to be giving him credit for a big hand here.
After Daniel's call, a couple of trays on the flop, both with 2-pair. Jason bets 2150.
2150.
Good looking flop for him. No overcards out there. Daniel doesn't look to have a 3 in his hand.
He calls. Deuce on the turn changes nothing. Mercier bets 4,700.
That deuce is not a scare card for Daniel's 5.